Today we're speaking to Neil. He's got a £1.2 million cleaning company. He's making some money. He's a qualified accountant, but he wants to take the business to the next level. How does he do it? We've got some good ideas. Strap yourselves in. Hello gang, welcome back to the Business Broadcast. I'm James Sinclair and this is James Burt Official.
Never gets boring, does it?
The official James Burt.
Never gets boring, does it?
Never gets boring.
Consistency, take those out of the way.
Take them out of the way.
Take them out of the way.
Do you want a mini cheddar?
Cheers, mate. I will do, thanks. Sorry,
That's
just say again. Absolutely, great shout. Keep them here.
Yeah,
I like it. These are not conducive with a good audio experience.
No.
What's that thing that people like, AMSMR or whatever it is? You know, where they like sounds and stuff. Is that like a weird, like an audio
I don't know what you're
fetish
talking
thing?
about.
You know, didn't you, Judd? AMS, what is it?
ASMR, I think.
What is it, though?
Something to do with audio pleasure, in a way. People
you go.
enjoy little tingly sounds. And
Always bringing the audio pleasure. Having ourselves a little...
I love that little noise.
A little cheddar.
But we are talking to Neil Fagelman today from Merco Services. Tell us about it, JB.
So he is been going for over 10 years, doing 100 grand a month. If so, hang on. Does he have team members? Yes, he has. He's got 4 of them. Biggest challenge, selling and growth. Second biggest challenge, getting involved.
100 grand a month with 4 team members, that's not so bad.
That's pretty good going, isn't it?
Yeah. £1.2 million business, that's all 300 grand an employee.
Pretty good, isn't it? That is pretty good. Selling and growth. But he's doing cleaning. So how has he only got 4 staff? What on earth are you doing with those? Show the camera that, please. The biggest business icon, and he's eating off a dirty
Very hungry. Not eaten anything today. And I've done a grilling workout this morning.
Grilling workout. What did you do? Because you told me you'd done triceps. I'm like, that's the least grilling muscle. That muscle's about that big.
Tricep extensions are very hard to do when you're doing it with the weight. You have to put it there and you go up like this.
Was that the one bit of the workout you did?
Yeah, one bit. Burpees.
Oh, there was more. I thought that was just like a tricep workout.
Squats.
To be fair, your PT is an absolute animal. We trained with him at Business Master. Do you remember, Chad? I thought it was going to be sick in a bucket. I love that, though. I think it's brilliant.
Anyway, yeah, so I don't think he's doing... Is he doing the actual cleaning stuff? He must be doing something else.
Well, FS is facilities management, isn't it?
Yes.
So Merco FS
He's just
Limited.
probably wandering around.
Just
and
go
that
clean
needs
that,
a facility.
Clean that. That's how these companies work, isn't it? That needs some facilitating. So you've got 4 members of staff. Biggest challenge, selling and growth. Second biggest challenge, getting involved in the operations. Third biggest challenge, balancing the end-in-mind contracts with the one-off high money making
he's been
projects.
listening to us, hasn't he?
He has indeed. He was at Business Masterclass last year.
Smart
guy. What does a business look like when he's... where do you want to be in 1 year's time? We always ask our entrepreneurs that. He says he wants to be turning over 2.5 million quid. Well, if you're doing 100 grand a month at the moment, then he needs to double the business basically in a year. Doable. What would the business look like when it's finished? He said he wants 200 plus employees. Now that's a jump from 4, isn't it? Do you make the profit that you want to make? And if so, what is it? Guys, we finally got it. Somebody makes the profit that they want to make. We've done it after 500
I don't
episodes.
think he does want to make that because he says he wants 2.5 million and 200 employees, so he's going to need a bit more, isn't he?
Well, he is. But he's taking that magical 10% again.
Yeah.
He's netting out at 10%. So he's making 120 grand a year, which is the profit he wants to make, the 10%. How do you spend your time day to day in the business? He says managing the office staff and office projects plus doing all of the selling. Then he's got a bunch of questions that he would like to ask to you, Jimbo Sinclair, and that's what he's really on the pod for. He said, I need a bit of advice and guidance with my questions, if you don't mind. So, hello. Is that a knock at the door? I think you're right. It is. Stop it is.
Fact. Interesting quote.
Play for time.
Fact.
Interesting quote. These are delicious, aren't
Yeah.
they? I've not eaten one of these for years.
I've got a theory on crisps. Now,
Go on.
This is a mini cheddar's grab bag, which is basically when I was growing up the size of a normal packet of crisps.
Absolutely, yeah.
Someone sent a really funny meme around. I think I might have said it on the pod before. When we were growing up, do you remember Walkers wrapped up money and put them inside the crisp packet?
Yes,
So
they
you'd
did.
buy a packet of crisps and you might get a £5
Yeah.
or a tenner
Yeah.
or 20 quid. And someone said, put on Instagram, said you'd be lucky to get a bloody crisp in there now, let alone a £5. Which is, they're just throwing them in their air.
I know.
But I also think when you buy the posh packets of crisps, so the mini cheddars from a pub, or from the sandwich section in a supermarket, they taste better than
They
the multi-pack.
do, don't they?
Yeah. Now, I'm a big fan of Monster Munch Flaming Hot. That's my absolute favourite go-to crisp.
Fine.
When you buy them as part of a multi-pack Monster Munch bag,
Not so good.
not so good. Don't taste
Service
same.
station. When you've only got
When you're
when you've only
paying
got
£5
£2.50 from because you've got a WH Smith's.
Bottles of water. That's another one. While I'm on my high
Here it
horse.
goes.
So a bottle of Evian, the big one,
Yeah.
£1.65.
Yeah.
Buy it small, £2.63.
Makes no sense, does it?
Who's come up
Yeah.
with this?
More value in small stuff. I say it to my wife all the time. Don't worry about it. It's more value in small stuff. She doesn't buy into it either.
Yeah, well, there you go. So
Right.
what we're doing interesting facts or quote of the week, aren't we?
I've got a fact.
I have got some facts. So we're double
You?
factors.
Double facting. Go on then. You go first.
So, I love the podcast Acquired.
I have heard
It's
a
probably
thing or two.
my absolute favorite. And I listened to the Rolex one, and I've started listening to. They've done one on cricket, just how big cricket is.
Oh, really?
It is massive.
Yeah.
Massive. But that sort of led me down a rabbit hole thinking about the Indian economy as a whole. It is huge. And I've got some facts about the Indian economy that I think are really worth sharing. So I've got them here. So we was, in the United Kingdom, the 5th largest economy. Did you know that?
I did not.
Well, we was. Now we're the 6th.
Okay.
And who's overtaken us? You know where this is going?
India?
India.
Sure.
As of-
I would have thought they were bigger than us already.
Well, no, they are now. As of 2024, India is the 5th largest economy in the world by nominal GDP, having recently overtaken the UK. What we would have is much higher per capita rates.
Right.
There's still a massive divide between lower class, middle class, upper class in India. It's the fastest growing major economy in the world. So if you're an entrepreneur and business owner, India should be in your zeitgeist to be thinking about in the future. It's one of the fastest growing major economies with growth often surpassing 6 to 7% annually over the last decade. We're getting ones percent. So we get excited if we get 2% growth in this country. Pitiful. Demographic dividend with over 65% of its population under the age of 35. And this is crucial.
Wow.
India has significant demographic advantage for economic growth in the coming decades. So I always tout this little phrase that we created more 65-year-olds last year than 20-year-olds for the first time. We have an aging population that is holding all the wealth, that is holding, and they're getting healthier. In India, they've got a huge young population that's just going to drive their economy forward in the future. It's an IT powerhouse, but agriculture still employs most of the people. I've done business in India. I've been to India. We made a YouTube video called Doing Business in India.
Have you got a
Yeah, we do some
factory
stuff
there?
out there. Yeah, absolutely. The problem is they're not as organised as China, where China they're just so much more organised. But nevertheless, they should be on your radar for entrepreneurial future. Just a massive 1.2 billion, I think they've got.
The population?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Here's an interesting fact to quote for you. Another one. I mean, we're just dishing them out like litter here. The population of America is 350 million. 350 million. And I got this from the Acquired episode. When they watch the big Cricket World Cup game over there, 400 million people tune in. That's 50 million people more than live in America.
Wow,
You just see why that is going to be.
Yeah.
Well, it is growing all the time. A global powerhouse in terms of economic advantages.
Wow.
And they never really seem to fall out with the world. I've noticed that. They didn't get involved with this Russia-Ukraine conflict. They've sort of come off quite well on the tariffs thing that Trump's just done.
Yeah.
They get on with us. They get on with China. Very clever that they've sort of
interesting.
managed that.
I wonder how they've...
Did you notice you never really hear
No,
India,
you don't, do you?
You always hear China and Japan have got problems and
there's a
beefs and
big
Russia's got a beef.
India-Pakistan issue, isn't there, which is geographical led. So I think they've got their own troubles with...
I think we caused that when we split them up all those years ago and we didn't manage it properly. But there you go.
Very good, interesting
What's yours?
fact. Right, so I've got According to London Business Wire, for the first time, Netflix is set to overtake YouTube in total video revenue this coming year in 2025. 2024, YouTube led the market with 4.2 billion in revenue, while Netflix generated 39.2 billion. However, projections for 2025 show Netflix pulling ahead, reaching 46.2 billion, driven by 43.2 billion from subscriptions and 3.2 billion for advertising. Meanwhile, YouTube is expected to generate 45.6 billion, with 36 billion from advertising and 9.6 billion from YouTube Premium. So I thought that was an interesting.
What is the premium numbers on YouTube?
9.6 billion for YouTube Premium.
Chuds, can you get films with your YouTube Premium?
I think you have to pay extra for it, I think.
I mean, that's really interesting that YouTube get 9.6 billion.
Yeah.
Just so I don't have to watch ads. It's the best money I spend, and Chuds introduced me to that.
Really? Yes, maybe I'm not that much of a YouTube consumer that I wouldn't.
Oh, well, once you get rid of the ads, you just can't go back. But
what I thought was really interesting, even if Netflix does take over from YouTube, is the fact that how much of Netflix's revenue is going towards the creation and production of the content.
That's what I was about to
and
say.
YouTube pays nothing. Well, obviously they pay retrospectively to the creators as they share part
and that's
of
why I was asking, for our YouTube Premium subscription, do we get any
like
films?
Yeah.
Because you get music with it, don't you, Chance?
You don't go to YouTube to watch a film. It's a behavioural thing, isn't it? It's like they're not competing for the same.
You do get music, don't you? In YouTube Premium.
It's YouTube Music's a separate app. Yeah, you do get
it, do you?
Yeah, you get it on the premium. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought it was interesting that they're only marginally. Netflix are marginally going to be ahead, but how much more are they spending?
That's your best one you've ever done.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. I reckon I'm going to win Business Fact or Quote of the Week as well. And if you'd like to find out if I do, stick around till the end of the show. So there you go.
If you've got any interesting facts or quotes that you would like to share with us here on the show, you can message me on James Sinclair Entrepreneur on Instagram, or you can go to James Burr Official and message him, and we'll read them out here on the show.
You finished?
Yeah, I finished.
Right, should we get Neil on?
Hey gang, we're going back to the pod in just a moment, but I wanted to tell you about Entrepreneurs University. This is a platform that I've created for entrepreneurs and business owners that are serious about growth. There's 100 video lessons from me on everything in business, raising finance, buying companies, property investment, and everything in between. Attached to each video is a downloadable PDF that goes into more detail about what we've learned in the video. It goes one step further than that because I've also put stuff that you won't get anywhere else onto Entrepreneurs University. The lessons go into way more detail, but not just that. You're going to get my business plans, my spreadsheets, and all the files that I use to drive the KPIs in my business. Just think about how powerful that could be for your business. And here's the good news. You can try Entrepreneurs University for free. 14-day free trial. After that, it will cost you just $49.99 a month. That's less than a pair of Nikes to grow the profitability in your business. There's a link in the video description, and I cannot wait to see you in Entrepreneurs University.
Yeah, let's get him on.
Let's get him on. Hey, Neil, how are you, sir?
Good afternoon, how are you?
We are very well, thank you, my friend. Right, give us the quick synopsis summary of you in the business, my man. What is the company all about, and how did it get started, and where are you at right now?
I think it's more fun when they put mistakes in the submission because I've got 4 people in the office, but I've got close to 100.
That makes more sense. Fine.
Sorry.
Fine.
So yeah, I born and bred in Salford, Manchester. Salford Uni, started off in accountancy, best years of my life, and now know numbers, P&Ls, all of that. Then got offered a job to be ops manager in Mirko. So although Mirko's 14 years old, I actually bought it just over 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I was ops manager running it, and the director had other things in mind, other ideas on other businesses, and fell out of love with it. Wasn't really in it to grow it, was just stagnating really.
So you've done a management buyout in effect?
Yes. It was a management, but it was an asset purchase, I think that's what they call it. But yeah, borrowed money, took out a second charge. Don't know whether I'll say that or not, but on my own property. Put all my eggs in one basket. Put all my eggs in one basket, and then yeah, and it's been amazing since. It's been hard work, but I'm loving it. can't complain.
So these 100 staff, are they not employed? They're just like contractors?
They are. No, they're all on PAYE.
So,
Big payroll.
Wow.
so what is your payroll each month?
It is, as of this year, March, we're on 750 grand.
Oh, so that's
Sorry.
where all your money goes.
No. The salary so far is 411.
Fine.
Okay.
So are you worried
So, yeah.
about Rachel Reeves' Nick's increases?
I am worried, but I do pass it on to the client. I've upped it across the board. I've had probably my worst April since I've started with regards fight backs. I increased 11.7%, so I go a bit further. And I've been able to do that across the board on just over 50k a month of revenue. The schools, I do a lot of schools, so I've got about 12 schools in my books. It's about 30% of the turnover. I obviously tied them in for a year, so yeah, Rachel, we've screwed me over from April to August. I went in with a 7% increase, so although I'm not losing on them, I'm not making anywhere near as much on those from April to August now.
So when you put the price up 11.5% to the schools, were they?
No, I
Better
can't do it to the schools. I can't do it to the schools
But when you,
because
but when that year contract comes to an end,
yeah, then I'll put it up. Yeah, absolutely. September onwards.
do you think they'll just take it?
Oh, it's going to be a fight, but bring it on.
And do you? Well, I suppose everyone will be doing the same, though, wouldn't they?
Correct. Yeah.
Or will they just? Or do you feel people in your industry are just going to do margin erosion just to keep their customers?
A lot of I have been speaking to people. Some people are. I'm not going to. I don't think with the schools I can put up to 11.7%, but I can definitely grab back 6.7% of the minimum wage increase and possibly a bit more.
But it needs to go up that just for you to stand still. You know.
Correct. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. It's just a question of whether I can. Obviously, other costs have gone up. Whether I can go higher than 6.7% or even more than that because of national insurance and that sort of stuff.
It's really interesting. As you're sort of saying this, I mean, are we going to get another spike in inflation? It just feels like something must happen here because if everyone's putting their prices up 12% to stand still,
Yeah.
this is not to make more money, to stand still just on labour costs. You know, manufacturing costs are going to go up because labour costs are going to,
Absolutely.
Do you give the when you sort of do the renegotiation, do you actually give the schools or the clients the rationale as to why you've had to put the prices up?
Oh, absolutely. They get a full spreadsheet. I don't hide any cost from
Right.
my training cost to every. It's a spreadsheet with 15 columns on, explaining them how much I'm making, machinery, cleaning costs, and nothing. I don't hide any of that when I'm sending a revised costing for the year.
God, you can tell he's an accountant, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Looking at spreadsheets.
yeah, I can see why. There's not, to your credit as well, there's not a lot of people that could or would, on an annualized basis, be putting that price up by that point and going, well, it's got to be 11.4 and here's why. People are so scared. And like Jimbo said, that sort of margin erosion just to keep the client,
Well, that's
which
what
you don't realise that you're standing still / actually going a little bit backwards if you're not willing to put the price up. So
Yeah.
Yeah, fair
You've got to
play.
start high, and they'll come back to me, and we'll find a midpoint. But you've got to start with the highest point, and obviously there's the lowest point that I can't go under.
There's been a long time
keep
where
it
people
running.
are putting their prices up 12% stand still, though. Usually people are putting their prices up because
they want a bit more to take home
a
and
bit
keep.
more, and there's
Yeah.
a bit more overhead.
Yeah.
Like they go, we'll
Yeah.
put 10%. Prices, numbers have gone up 5% in terms of cost base, but we would like to make a bit more ourselves because we deserve it. But this is people are just putting their prices up to stand still. That's unusual. Okay, come on, let's crack on.
Right, so let's go straight to the questions then. So you said, the challenge is, just to remind everybody, selling and growth is challenge number 1. Challenge 2, getting involved in the operations. And challenge 3, balancing the end in mind contracts with the one-off high money making project. And then your questions were, people tell me...
credit to James for having the end in mind, because I can't stop thinking about that, and I keep on telling my mates of mine who don't have that in the back of their mind. You drill into us or have the end in mind.
It's good though,
It's
isn't
important.
it? It is very
Yeah,
important. So you said, question number 1 was, people tell me to go down the FM route as I have an existing portfolio to tap into. The jobs make good money and mostly subcontracting, but they are not contracts. They're repeating invoices. Give us a bit more context to that question, mate.
So about 10% of my work, I make about 40% margin on, and it's the extras like a pest control, a subcontract, and a bulk clearance here, and a grounds maintenance job here, and a locksmith here for existing clients. And a lot of people say I've got 100. I'm managing currently 166 sites. I've got over 100 employees. Try and push out facilities management, go down facilities management, expand your subcontractors and that sort of thing, and make the 40% margin. But at the end of the day, as James would put it, you're starting with 0 at the beginning of each month. So there's a big push to go down these where I'm making 40% margin on against a school contract, which is generally lifespan of 3 years. Where I'm making 15% bottom line.
So what's the question is? How do you get more contract work?
It's more. People tell me to tap into the current portfolio that I'm going at, to get the 40% stuff. When in reality, isn't it about the monthly income, repeating invoice contract work?
Well,
so should I be going down that route, or should I be really focusing some time on the FM side, in inverted commas?
If this was my business, I would want both, because that's just how I think. There's something you said there, though. If you're subcontracting out the locksmith, subcontracting out the pest control, I would be looking to try and buy a pest control business, or and folding that all in so that you have, head office economies of scale, marketing economies of scale. Is it worth buying a little waste business? Is it worth buying like a hygiene company that does all the nappy bins and this offensive waste stuff? Bringing that all in, because people contract that, and then you build this Mirko brand with all these sub brands underneath it, and that, thinking with the end in mind, that gives you something that's so much more valuable to sell. And the whole aim of building a business to sell, even if we have no intention of selling it, they're the sort of traits that I'd be doing in this business. I would want the contract work, but I would also do the one-off stuff as well.
So I've been looking at buying another cleaning company. You reckon that I should have a look at possibly buying both?
I'll be doing both. Yeah, I'd buy the cleaning company.
Of course you would.
Buy the pest control. Buy the
control.
I'd buy everything that you're subbing out. I'd be buying the supply chain.
Buying. Interesting. Okay.
If you watch my main YouTube channel, you see me doing it in real time.
Yeah. I've seen them.
No. It was rhetorical.
I know.
Question 2 then. Do you think I could do a positive cash flow with cleaning, as in invoice before the job is being done?
You always try for that. You might not get that, but if you can get any of that, then great.
If you've got an invoice for cleaning on the 1st of the month the 1st of April for the cleaning in April, is that straight? Is that obviously it helps cash flow and that sort of thing? I haven't seen any cleaning companies do it. And I was just thinking, I bill it obviously at the end of April for all the cleaning, and then they get 30 days to pay me. Would it be? Is it?
You just say to people, you just say that you pay us, and then we do the service. If some people will be prepared to do that, you might as well take it, but others won't, and try and sort of mix it so that you do get a more positive cash flow.
Okay.
Would you pay up front for that sort of stuff?
No.
Fair enough. Worth a try though, Neil.
It's not really up front. I'm just producing the invoice on the 1st.
No, but what I would do. Oh,
I see. Okay.
But rather, so you're getting 30-day month end, aren't you? So the day one's work is not getting paid for 60 days. If there's
correct.
Yeah. Which I fully understand. What I would be doing though is, why are you doing 30 days? Invoice people every 7 days. That's so easy to do with, Xero or QuickBooks or one of those software systems, so that you are not waiting for 60 days, you're then waiting 7 days month end. So the maximum you're waiting is 14 days. And you might only be waiting 8 days. You know, you can do weekly invoicing and that will really improve cash flow.
I guess. Okay. I guess you can only really do that with the bigger clients. The clients that are on like 200 quid a month. It's not really. I guess 50 quid a month. Okay. 50 quid a week, isn't it? On average.
I don't know your business, but
It becomes a headache, doesn't it, to have to deal with that invoicing?
It does a headache with 4 invoices a month.
For the smaller ones, definitely, but for the bigger ones, and that's really going to help the cash flow anyway, isn't it?
But if it's the same money each week, you just automate the bill, don't you?
Yeah, but on the customer on the other side having to pay me on a week-to-week basis.
Well, you have to decide if you want the more regular cash flow.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the other thing is you can just bill it every 7 days, and if they decide to do it on a statement, you know, and pay you 30, 60 days, that's their prerogative. But at least you got the bills in, and they, you know, might have someone in accounts that just pays it early.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Or on time, should I say?
Question 3 then was, how can you sweat the assets on a cleaning business?
Well, I think I answered that by using the brand that you've built. And I like the branding and the website, by the way. I just saw JB flick that up. I would then use that brand and that customer database and sweat the contracts you have to say to schools, we will do your pest control, we will do your waste, we will do this, we will do that. And I find that that's a very smart thing to do.
Okay. Thank you.
It's a nice website, isn't it? It's a nice brand. Yeah, it looks.
It needs a lot more on it. I've just actually just got my ISO accreditations this week, and that needs to go on there. So over the past 2 years since I built it, is actually we haven't grown as much as I would like it to grow, and when I don't grow, it annoys me immensely. Hence, I want to. For me, 200 plus cleaners sounds better than a bigger bottom line. That's just my take on business when I can tell people and speak about employing 200 plus people. What's the percentage of companies in the UK that employ more than 200 people?
7.5%.
7.5%.
No, way less than that. 7,500 companies employ
more.
That
was it.
250 people. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bracket I'm aiming for. So over the past 2 years, we've brought in some Zoho automation softwares for onboarding of client and staff, which has helped out immensely, rather than spreadsheets and paper, and also obviously going from ISO and that sort of thing. So this is all the. Yes, we haven't grown over the 2 years. I feel like the company is only two years old, even though it's been around for a lot longer. But the website is old, does need a bit of a revamp. But I do like the brand.
It doesn't need much revamping, I would say, mate. Don't overcomplicate it.
Thank you.
Because it works, and you're making the main thing, which is getting them to get a quote on every page. You know, you're giving them that option straight away. So I think that's probably a very good thing to do.
I did add a question on here. When it comes to cleaning contracts, do you think that I find that cleaning contract is all about building a relationship with the site manager or the school manager and that sort of thing? Do people come through the website for such a service, or do they just need to be there?
I don't understand the question.
On a lot of cleaning websites, you've got like a pricing structure on the cleaning. Is that something that is required? I don't think I've ever filled it out before. You know, I mean, is that something that does my website need more than what it's got there? If you compare it to other bigger cleaning companies that have.
I think everything like this is on a quote, isn't it? It's not, you know, and all of your people, you need to go and see them because it's
correct.
Every school is different. So I think you're just worrying about something that you don't need to worry about.
Okay.
Yeah. The little ones where it's like a 50 quid house clean as a one-off, you know, end of tenancy or whatever, they might want to see what the price is going to be, but they're not really your ideal customers anyway, are they? For who you're going after, like the bigger corporate contracts, this looks and feels and you're saying they will be back in touch within 24 hours. Yeah, your Zoho software could probably do an automatic bounce back. You could probably send like an ebook or something like that. It's just so they've got some literature from you straight away before someone comes back. That might be a nice little touch, but no, from a website perspective, I think it does exactly what it needs to do.
Brilliant. Just going off that as well with the ebook. Previously, I've seen these like 40 pages PDFs that companies like the big Floorbright, OCS, and Clean Master, and all of them. They produce these 40-page PDF booklets that they sent out to their clients, and then they'll possibly go and give a 20-page long slideshow to prospects. Is that a normal thing nowadays?
What, for commercial cleaning, or is it domestic?
Yeah. Like I just got a Clean Master one the other day, and it was literally 40 pages long.
What
I was
was
like,
it
which
to
client
try?
wants to see that? It went through everything from like the structure to the sustainability to the pricing to the history of Clean Master to it went through. It was literally 40 odd pages.
Well, maybe that's important for tendering, though. Yeah, when you go and tender for council contracts, that probably answers all the questions. And
Do they need? Do they need 40 pages odd?
I mean, I don't know that. I mean, well, I've filled in tenders that for local authorities that are way more than 40 pages. It just goes on and on and on. But I don't know the reason why. I mean, are they a successful business?
Yeah, they seem big. They seem pretty.
But there must be a reason.
Around the Northwest.
Yeah, if they've been doing it a long time, look, there's long form sales newsletters do work in the environment that it is correct for it to work. But without seeing it, I couldn't comment without knowing exactly what it. Yeah, it does work at times. Yeah.
It's interesting that people still have time to sift through 40 pages.
They're probably not. It's just that it's that sort of consistency
Is that what it is?
Or the expectation that that's chunky. They must be really good at what they do. It's a perception thing, isn't it? Oh, they do all these different services. Really, you need to be able to.
Really, do exactly the same, and I can give it over in 5 pages.
Yeah, but again, as long as you communicate,
this is the right thing to do.
Yes, it's the core message needs to come across. Which probably for you guys is we've been doing this 14 years. We've got 100 staff. They're all on PAYE. They're professional and vetted by us because most people are used to a cleaning company, which is 15 quid an hour booked through an app, and the person might or might not turn up, and they might or might not nick your stuff. I know I'm making massive generalizations there, but that's what people think, isn't it? So if you can sort of get over those hurdles in advance through the wording that you've got, then I think that's probably a great thing. Because even here, we're going, well, how's he doing 100 grand a month with 4 staff? Then we go, actually, no, it's 104 staff. That makes you a completely different kind of outfit. That's going to put you off to a lot of people, but equally that's going to make you for a lot of people as well. If someone who's got the Salford, the BBC in Salford, they're not employing, someone off Airtasker, are they? But they are employing you guys because you've got 100 people. So if their same comes up, you've got more staff you can draft in. So I would definitely, put enough of it across that communicates that for sure.
Interesting about the this whole thing. I was just thinking about this is similar to retail. Like what makes retail work is range, price, and convenience. And sometimes those big documents are like the Argos catalogue when we were growing up. You only wanted the one thing, but because that big catalogue, you had that sort of thought that they are.
It would stay in the drawer, wouldn't it? And everyone knew where it was.
Interesting. Good stuff.
Right, where can people find out more information if they're in the Northwest? They go, do you know what? I need cleaning services of 104 people. Where should they go?
You can mercoservices.com. That's the website. You can find me on LinkedIn, Neil Fagelman. I post once a day, consistently. Has
that brought leads out of interest? Have you seen
not yet?
Okay, interesting.
Not
How long
yet.
have you been posting it daily for?
Daily for about a month.
Okay.
No, probably less than a month. But 3 times a week I've been doing it for over a year.
Okay.
I have asked prospects if they've come through LinkedIn. One or two haven't come over the line just yet. I've had one client from LinkedIn. But yeah, hopefully more. I am learning. I would love someone to pay somebody to do all of that stuff. Social media. I am on Instagram as well, Mirko Services.
Oh God, watch your inbox get hit up now with people trying to sell you a service.
I am on. I know. You just go through these trade shows, and there's so many people doing social media and marketing. You think to yourself, like, why are you better than than the guy standing next to you at the trade show? And they try and sell it. They're constantly trying to sell it to me. And Facebook as well. I'm also on posting. I copy and paste from LinkedIn to Facebook and Instagram. But I do need to improve.
Good stuff. Well, we've all got room for improvement. Thank you, Neil, for being on the show. So mircoservices.com if anyone wants to find out more information. Thank you for coming on and sharing.
Appreciate it.
No, it's great to have you on, and hopefully see you at the next business masterclass as well.
Absolutely, hopefully.
Nice one. Thanks. Have
Thank
a great
you.
day.
Thanks
Cheers
a lot,
for being on.
guys.
Take
Thanks,
care,
Neil.
sir. Cheers.
Thank you,
Take
James.
care.
Thank you.
There we go. Neil all the way from Mirco Services, just as the guard dog in the pub downstairs kicks off. They love it down there, don't they, a dog? Dog in a pub.
Yeah, 3 dogs.
So
They're all together. They're all owned by the same owner. They
are
always
they?
come in every day.
Oh, do they? Oh, I like that consistency. You're not starting from zero anytime soon, are you? With them sort of regularity. Right, it's time for the 8 Traits of the Greats. It's the point of the show where we rate the entrepreneurs that have been on the pod, and we rate them out of the 8 traits that the Oracle of UK business, James Sinclair, deems to be important if you're trying to go up the entrepreneurial pyramid. We're trying to sell the business even if we've got no intention to sell the business.
Number 1, starting with the end in mind.
I think he is.
Yeah, he did say
I
that.
think he is.
Number 2, they're passionate about their cause.
Oh, he loves a bit of cleaning, that fella. Loves it.
Untold amounts of resilience.
Oh, we didn't know. We didn't find that out,
we
did we?
didn't get that.
We can't give him that.
Great relationships with people.
I can see why he would have. It's got
You're giving
104,
him that?
104 staff. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Are you not?
Well, I don't know
What's
enough.
your beef with Fagelman?
Number
What's your
5.
beef?
Number 5 is commercial awareness, which we will give him.
Oh,
'cause
he
he's-
got it. Jesus, 411 grand. He knew it to the squidderoonie, didn't he?
He's an innovator or an evaporator.
Probably not innovative enough. I think there's room for more innovation.
Oh, there you go. JB's giving you a 0 there.
Sorry about that.
Number 7, he's a born marketeer.
No, you can't have that. Good website, but not doing enough of the old
Number 8,
marketing
he's
stuff.
teachable. He stays there. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a very impressive 5 alive.
You know what it's time for now,
Yeah.
didn't you? It's time for the jingle sing-along. Because he's got a 5. What's 5? He's got a 5. This business is going to...
Thrive.
There you go. No, we can't do it again. Chud's told us off last time. If you listened to the last episode, we ran down the entire...
Got a 5. This business is going to thrive.
Ron Sinclair, it's your show. Don't let
He's got
Chud
a
tell
1.
you no.
His outro Germany is done. He's got a 2.
Germany?
Yeah.
No, even I got to stay there. His
I
trip
love
to
it.
Germany
I like
is
that
done.
little song.
It's very good though, isn't it? There you go. Right, it's actually time for this. It's time for the business quiz. Cheers, Chud. It's your time to read, babes.
Boom, ba-doopy-doopy-doo.
It's time for this quiz.
Okay, are we ready, gang? If you're new to this podcast and you're thinking, why am I here? Well, let me tell you, we do a business quiz at the end, which is loosely related to the guest of the show.
It is.
And this is today's question. ISS World is the largest commercial cleaning and facility management company operating across the world. How many employees do they have? And they operate in 50 countries.
Oh, okay. So it's the biggest commercial cleaning and facilities management company in the world, operating across 50 countries.
I mean, I have no idea. I don't even know who they are. I'm just going to put... I've got 100k.
Oh, I've gone for 90,000.
It's just a guess from me.
It's a guess from me.
It's 370,000.
Is it?
So,
Wow. Any other facts on there you're going to bother
Oh,
reading
yeah,
out?
okay, yeah,
Jesus
sorry, yeah.
Christ. Get your head in the game, Sinclair. What's up with you?
this particular company, ISS World, 30,000 employees are based in the UK and Ireland. In 2024, they had organic growth of 6.3%, an operating margin of 5%,
Wow.
and a free cash flow of 2.2 billion. In August 2024, ISS recorded a 7-year contract with the UK's Department for Work and Pensions, generating approximately 135 million squids annually.
Well, there you go.
That's what you want. You want a bit of contracted work. You know what you got coming in, gang.
Yes. If Rachel Reeves reaches out to you and says, "Can I buy my teddy bears for you on a contract basis?" What are you telling her? Tell her no. Say, "Sod off, Rachel. You ain't having my teddies. Get off them."
We would take any contracts.
Fine.
So you can't have some of my money back in that contract.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there you go. Got anything you'd like to sell to the,
Yes,
to the
gang.
masses?
Yes, I have. We are running our big theatre show, which is going to be live in London on
Live
June,
in London.
June the 9th.
June the 9th.
Tickets are £32, including vodka and tonic, I think. No, plus vodka
Stop
and tonic.
saying that because people think they're going to get a free drink off you.
No, that's VAT.
It's free ice cream. You bring the ice cream down again.
I think we are.
Teddy bears, sweets.
Lovely,
Bring
yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, let's lose even more money.
Yeah,
Because it costs a lot to put on this theatre show. And we really should be charging more than £32 because the theatres take all the money. You can't buy the tickets from us. You buy them from the theatre, Leicester Square Theatre. But you go on my website, jamessinclair.net, and we've put a link on there for your convenience, gang.
Gift that keeps on giving you,
And then
aren't you?
in September, we're running our big event, which is Business Masterclass. This is a 2-day spectacular in entrepreneurship where I'll I'll teach you everything.
You will
So-
learn as well.
Yeah, you will learn. Everyone learns. I'll teach you all the stuff that I know about growing companies, buying companies, building companies, blah.
If you are an entrepreneur, that is the best 2-day event that you could go to in the
I
UK.
think so.
I
think
honestly
so.
believe it. I know there's lots that they've got, like they're in fancy hotels and you're going to be there and you're going to this big keynote speaker and blah, blah, blah. You can leave a page of notes. Who bloody does anything with that stuff? This one is actually practical, tactical. And I'm always amazed. 400 odd people and 95% of them have got over 10 staff doing more than $1 million quid.
good
Like
people.
proper
Good
entrepreneurs.
people. We're very
great,
lucky.
great event to be at. So there you go. If you have enjoyed this episode of the podcast, please feel free to leave us a 5-star review wherever you download your podcast. Leave us a comment on Spotify or leave us a comment and your thoughts on the old YouTubes as well. Subscribe, like and subscribe. Click the thumbie button and all that good stuff. Anything else to add?
No. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. And if you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel.
I think I just said that.
Did you?
Bye.
Thanks for watching today, gang. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now, look, we're looking for some great businesses to come on the podcast. If you've got challenges, but you're desperate to grow your business and you can't necessarily work out how to do it on your own, you'll be a perfect candidate to come here on the podcast. It's absolutely free to come on the show. Go to my website, jamessinclair.net, and there's a podcast button. Click on the podcast button, fill in the application form, and we'll do our very best to get you on the show and try and grow your business. If you're loving the podcast, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking here. And why not give this one a watch? I think you'll like it.